We still need some more reassurance. So let's go back to Calabar in Cross River State, where the Commissioner for Sports, Asu Okang, is standing by to join us on the program. Good morning, Commissioner. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Austin. How are you?
Okay, I'm super. This morning, we're still talking about the National Sports Festival. We've listened to the NSC. We've listened to officials from Cross River State. What are you people saying to us as regards the National Sports Festival? Is it going to be another long wait?
Well, basically, Austin, one thing I'd like to clear the air about is that the issues surrounding the National Sports Festival and this long wait, yes, we understand Nigerians are anxious to hold a festival as memorable as that of Calabar, because, of course, you know, whatever Calabar is always the super one. His Excellency, the Governor, in his wisdom, Senator Professor Ben Ayade, has accepted, in fact, has remained consistent in his decision to host the National Sports Festival, which will end in 2012 under Senator Leah Mokli. Yes, we have our facilities at different stages of completion, like I spoke with you yesterday. But let me also state that it is not entirely the fault of the state that we have not been able to host the festival. We had issues as I speak with you, after the last count, Portugal have already put in almost about 1.4 billion into the rehabilitation of facilities in Calabar Stadium. 1.4 billion, we still have yet another about 1.7 billion for us to be able to complete those facilities. We are working hard. His Excellency has given us assurances, and we are trying the most we can to put those facilities at our various stages. In fact, some of them have been completed. The Titan tracks have been completed and they've been handed over to the state, and we have grade 1 at Titan track in Nigeria. We have the largest swimming pool in Africa that is about 80% completion as I speak with you. Therefore, how else do you want us to show that we are serious to host this festival? We are very serious to host the festival, but I need you to also understand that the decision of the date as it stands now for that festival lies not on us as a state, but on the National Council of Sport, which is the highest policy-making body of the sporting industry in this country. And we have also, in Abuja, it was proposed that Calabar gains the hosting right yet again for the National Council of Sport meeting, which is likely to be between 11th and 15th of February. It is after that National Council of Sport meeting where you have all commissioners of youth and sports across Nigeria, including directors of sport and the minister himself and other military and paramilitary sports directors, that a decision will be taken on the actual date of inspection of facilities, and they will also take some time out to inspect facilities in Calabar, you know, to know really we affirm our readiness to hold that festival. So, Austin, let me assure you that for hosting the National Sports Festival and hosting the very best National Sports Festival, Calabar will bring that to you. On the day, the decision-making body of the National Council of Sports meeting, they are the real people to take that decision on the actual day. It's not us as a state, it's not any individual anywhere. So let's just wait for maybe another 2 weeks. I'm sure an actual date after the National Council of Sports meeting in Calabar will come out for that National Sports Festival, and it will kill all, to put the rest to all of this anxiety.
Okay, you said the swimming pool and most of the facilities are like close to 80% ready. So it simply means if Cross River had been asked to host it last year, they wouldn't have been ready at all.
No, don't get it wrong. During the last administration, you understand that we were running with some spontaneity, with some very high speed to ensure completion of this project. Now, some contractors were even given well above what their IPC said. For instance, you had contractors who their state of work was within the neighborhood of about 60% at that time, but we had already paid well above 80% just to ensure that they get on site and continue to do the work with the needed speed that was required for us to be able to hold that festival. You understand? But again, when it got obvious that, look, we were not going to be able to get into that festival, especially with the transition period. Don't forget, there's nobody, the level of tension that characterized the last election. There was really no possible way for you to begin to get athletes across other states when everybody was preparing for elections. Also forget that states needed to also secure their voting strength okay, and athletes also constitute part of that voting strength. And there's no way you probably have brought athletes to other states to also increase their own voting strength at the time of election. It was a transition period for us as a state and as a country. So it's not basically because Cross River was not ready. That naturally, got contractors out of sight, and attention was clearly shifted from the National Sports Festival into the elections proper, to see a successful election.
Okay,
Therefore, it is not just ultimately, listen.
Okay, in this particular one, are we going to be having elite athletes competing? And if they are, will Cross River be ready to actually accommodate those elite athletes that will be coming for the competition?
Cross River will be ready for any number of athletes. We are expecting 12,000 athletes, and we are conscious of that. As I speak with you, the Cross River University of Technology alone, as at last week, wrote to me that they had completed 2 more hotels. In fact, if it was on Skype now, I would have probably shown you that letter from the Vice Chancellor, Professor Anthony Owen from QTech, telling us that they had on his own, that's from the school, at the university, in support of this national process, completed 2 brand new hotels to be able to host at least 500 athletes in that area alone. We have more hotels that are under rehabilitation. We have the accommodation in the stadium that is also under rehabilitation, and we also have the hotels in the University of Calabar and others. So we do not really have accommodation problems. Okay, what we are basically looking at now is how to get our facilities fully completed. I think the real major challenge is the indoor sports hall, which we should be talking about. We already had mobilized a contractor with about 1.3 billion, and we have not really seen too much of work done in that area. So we are on it. We have reported things to Excellency, and as I speak with you, we have also invited the contractor. We also have the explanations to make to us, and all of that. So those are just the few issues here and there that we think we can also clear, just before the commencement of the festival. So in fairness to us, let's come up with an actual date after the National Council of Sports meets, which is the highest policy-making body, which is also having the responsibility of giving us an actual date. I'm sure all of this anxiety will come to rest. But for hosting, Cross River is still ready to host the National Sports Festival. That's an authoritative.
Okay, thank you so much, Asu Okang, Commissioner for Sports in Cross River State. We are also ready to have the National Sports Festival. And listening to him, I'm a bit relaxed, but walk the talk.
Yeah, yes. 12,000 athletes, okay? That's a nice one, of course.
Yeah, well...
waiting for the actual dates.
Exactly, which is the main one, because if there's no dates on events, then, yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Speculations last quarter.
February 11th to the 15th. That's when they have the, the meeting.
Then it says we should expect a date.
Exactly, so we should expect the dates. We'll watch that space.
Actual dates.
Yes.
So watch that space. We'll wait to see what's going to come out of that one. So you've heard from Cross River State last night on the show. You heard from the DG of the National Sports Commission, Alhassan Yakmut. He says he's also confident that Cross River State will come forward and then host this competition.